Okay, for those of you that have reached out and expressed that you love the work that I do and you ask all these different questions, I know that some of you look at that and try to compare yourself just starting out to where I'm at now. But here's the thing, you need to understand that I didn't start this way. I started back in 2019, which is what, 7 years ago? And I had next to nothing. I literally went to Best Buy and bought my first camera that came with just the kit lenses. I didn't have anything other than those kit lenses. And I had to try to generate content and pictures out of what I had to work with. So if you're just starting out, just know you're going to have to put in a lot of work to get to where you want to be. You can't just buy your first camera straight out of the box with a kit lens and think you're going to be pulling professional jobs. It doesn't work like that. So, like, I didn't take classes, I didn't take college courses on photography. I literally learned pretty much everything I know for photography through YouTube. I literally sat down and I put in the work, I put in the time. I would literally get my camera and I would watch tutorials on YouTube and I would sit there and push play and stop and I would test it on my camera. Okay, that's how that works. Okay, learn the exposure triangle between ISO, aperture, and shutter speed. You'll learn the rule of thirds. I mean, there's so many different aspects of photography that you have to learn before you can even get to a point to where you're doing professional work. So don't compare yourself to somebody that's working and getting professional jobs right now because you're not to that point yet. And that's okay. Everybody takes their own way to get there. Some people take longer than others. But don't be discouraged because you just started and you don't have all the professional gear that you want. Because, like for me, yes, I do have nice gear now, but I didn't have all this 7 years ago. I put in the work and I basically saved money and traded out lenses and cameras, and you find out what works for you. So when you see me on the sidelines and I've got this big 300 millimeter f2.8, yes, it's a very expensive lens, but I've also put in the work and the time and paid my dues to get there to be able to get something like that. Not everybody is going to be able to put themselves in that position, but at the end of the day, you've got to be willing to put in the work. I've been wanting a Sony A1 camera for a couple of years now. Do I have one? No. Like the cameras that I have this Sony A9, this Sony A9, and this Sony A6400 for video. All these cameras are like 10 years, almost 9 years old. Like 2017 they were released. So by no means do I have the most latest and greatest camera gear. This is the original A9, not even the A9 II or A9 III. So, I mean, stuff like that, like you can make, you don't, you can, I still know people with DSLRs that are making amazing photos. You don't have to have the latest and greatest to be able to generate great photos. It's all about what you do with the gear that you do have. There's some people with kit lenses that are making great photos, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, you gotta know what you've got and know what you can and can't do. Be honest with yourself. If you know that you need to put in the work, but you know you have bad habits, learn the disciplines and get rid of your bad habits. When it comes to me, I will be the first to tell you, yes, I do get lazy sometimes, but for the most part, I'm always shooting. So no matter what it is, whether it's sports, models, cars, landscapes, animals, birds, whatever, I always find a way to shoot something. And there's going to be days where you would like to be shooting with models and fashion shoots and all this other stuff, and maybe those aren't available. Are you just going to sit on your couch and do nothing? No, I go out and I still find a way to shoot, whether it's shooting random things, go out and do street photography, go out to downtown Fremont Street and do photography down there. There's no shortage of characters out there. So, I mean, it's just a matter of getting off your ass and going out and putting in the work, because there's a lot of people that won't do it. And that's what separates me from a lot of people, is that even if I don't have the models or subjects or whatever, I'm still going to find a way to go shoot something. And to each their own. I'm willing to travel to go get photo shoots and content. Like in February, I went up to Reno for 3 days, literally came back, and the next day I was on the road to Phoenix. So you can't be afraid to take action and put in the work to get what you want. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. I stopped caring what other people thought a long time ago. And once I stopped worrying about what other people thought, it really unlocked my world as far as photography went. And I've definitely lost friends along the way, because you're going to find that the people closest to you can sometimes be your biggest haters and non-supporters. And luckily for me, I was able to spot that early and got some people out of my circle. So my family's been pretty supportive of what I do. I get it all the time when people see some of the photos that I have on my Ashmore Media page, and they be like, "Oh, well, how does your wife let you do this and let me do that and whatever?" I'm like, I mean, what is the problem? I'm not hiding anything, is what it is. But at the end of the day, I try to do good work for all my clients, paid and unpaid. I mean, I'm not going to give less effort for a TFP shoot than I do a paid shoot. Because whether I take that paid shoot or that TFP shoot, I could do a paid shoot for $2,000 and do a TFP shoot, and it's just a trade free shoot. I'm not going to give less effort to the trade client than I do my paid client. Whether I do either one, I chose to do that, so that for me, you're going to get me out the gate every time, because I made that choice to do that TFP shoot. I made that choice to take that paid shoot. So you're going to get the same effort from me all the time. And that's okay. That is what it is. As a lot of people saw this past weekend, I was on the sideline shooting football, and I got ran over on the sidelines, and one of my camera setups went flying. And I might insert that clip up here somewhere. But it was a brutal hit. And I thought my camera was done for because it wouldn't turn on the sidelines. And lo and behold, after tinkering with it, the only thing that was lost was this fake battery cable, which was supplying power because the cord got damaged during the hit. But I popped the regular battery up in the camera, turned on fine. The lens survived, the monitor survived, and the camera survived. So that $16 cable was the only thing that cost me. And I'm grateful for that, because losing a camera sucks, especially when you're in the middle of a season. Like for us, we just started the season, so that was a hit. Luckily, it worked out, and I only lost that little cable. So I feel like I'm winning, and I'm grateful for that. So as far as the work ethic goes, some people would say that I might be the hardest working person in Vegas sports. I mean, I don't like to tout myself like that, but other people do recognize the amount of work I do put in. And I've gotten very good at managing time blocks and time management over my years. And when I first started out photography, like just learning still, I was shooting as much as I possibly could. I think I remember like in July of 2019, I want to say July and August, I think I was booking like 30 photo shoots a month and just going back to back to back to back because I was hungry and I wanted to learn, and it's what it is. But when it came down to it, some of those photo shoots came out horrendous looking. They were by no means good at all because I was still learning and I was finding out what I liked, what style I liked editing is what it is. Now, I go back and I look at some of those, and some of them look cringe. Like, I was really like, oh my gosh, I actually sent this to a client, and I'm sure that they understood too. I was brand new. They were happy to help in the process, and now things are different. I mean, some still to this day, some photo shoots don't come out the way I would like to, and that's okay. It's like you've got to find your common ground, find your style. Some people, you got to find your niche and what you want to specialize in. I kind of took that mentality, like I wanted to be good at everything. I mean, I've shot a couple weddings. I'm not a wedding photographer. I avoid wedding photography like the plague. Um, I think that's the only I think that's the only genre of photography that I actively avoid because I just don't want the headache. And that's not me afraid of putting in work, because I'm not. But it got to the point to where I was, do I really want to deal with bridezillas? Not every bride is like that, but I did run into one, and I was like, yeah, no, totally turned me off to the whole idea of wedding photography. So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. So I actively avoid wedding photography like the plague. People always, hey, will you shoot my wedding? Will you do this? I literally refer them to another wedding photographer because I just don't want the headache on me. So generally I'm shooting sports, and then I do some model and some adult work. But boudoir shoots, model fashion photo shoots, and sports photography are my main niches right now. I am exploring drone videography work and incorporating that into my sports. So I'm also using behind the scenes video in my shoots now, and just adding different aspects. But with that comes more work. So as a lot of you know, I'm sure you do if you're in videography, video editing is very time consuming. I avoided it for a long time, and I even considered just hiring a video editor because video editing is very time consuming and it takes a lot of work, and some people are better at it than others. I will be the first to say I kind of suck at it because I haven't put in the work yet to learn and perfect it. I'm still working on learning it because I do want to learn it, but at the end of the day, I'm leaning towards I might just end up hiring a video editor because my schedule is ridiculous. I've not gotten to a point to where I can dedicate my full-time resources to just being a full-time photographer or being a full-time videographer. I haven't got to that point yet. And I would like to get to that point. I'm just not there yet. So I think I'm going to end up hiring a video editor just so we can keep pumping out content consistently. And that's the key word, consistently, because a lot of people, like I started my YouTube channel, and I started out the gate, I was hungry, I was excited, and then I was like, damn, I got to edit videos. And it started falling back. So I was going from like, boom, boom, content, and like not getting through the video editing in time. So then the events would pass, a couple of weeks would pass, and I'd be like, damn, it's too late to post it, whatever. And all that footage kind of just went bloop. So I'm going to be working on being more consistent and streamlining my workflow, because I perfected my photography workflow. That worked great for me. I was doing everything, editing all my photos on the iPad Pro, and then I switched over to the iPad Air with the M1 chip and started doing all that. And it's been working great for me. Like this A7 opening day that we just had, I literally, between the both games, I think I had like 3,000 photos to go through. I knocked out all my edits in less than 24 hours, which I was pretty proud of because usually it takes me a few days to get through everything. The very next morning, I knocked them out. So I've got my photography workflow down. It's learning the video process that's been challenging, because I see some of these other people that they whip out these edited videos. I'm like, damn, that looks amazing, like professional production type. And here I am on CapCut, messing with CapCut. And I'm going to get there. It's just going to take some time. But I've got a lot of work to put in. And hopefully, this season we're going to start doing professional style videos so that no matter if I'm shooting sports or models or cars or whatever the content is, it's going to be a professional looking video that I can be proud of, because that's what I'm looking for, is for me to be proud of the work I'm doing. And I do have a lot of pride in what I do. I do have a lot of haters out there. I hope that they are watching, because the more successful you get, the more haters you're going to have. So I'm always looking for new haters, as I like to say. But at the end of the day, I'm going to keep putting in the work, and I hope that all the haters keep watching. So I appreciate everybody for sticking with me this long. If you made it this far through the video, please like, comment, subscribe below. And if you guys have questions, I do read all the comments, so feel free to drop questions in the comments. And with that, guys, appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.